And welcome back to the channel. Mr. Vikala here, and today I wanted to do sort of a follow-up video to my video where I covered all the major changes in the most recent balance patch. And that is, namely, I wanted to talk about Vikala specifically. Vikala is one of my favorite characters to play in this game, and she received some pretty significant buffs. That is after a long time of being considered the worst character in the entire game. Seeing as how that's what people think of her, and she got a ton of buffs, I wanted to do this video to kind of go over my thoughts of, did these buffs change anything? Did they save her? Is she still bottom one? And spoiler alert, I'm just gonna say it right here, I think that they've helped a lot. I love this new version of Vikala. Overall, she feels way more fun, but I wanted to kind of go in detail with her changes and talk about why I feel like she's better. So in this video, we're gonna do like because she got a lot of changes, so I'm not gonna reiterate everything I've already talked about in my breakdown. If you just wanna see everything that changed about her, check out my patch notes breakdown. But here, I wanna do like a top 5. It's gonna be like a top 5 video. Basically, Vikala's top 5 most impactful buffs. So let's go ahead and break those down. Okay, so I've compiled a list of her 5 most impactful changes. All of her changes, I think, are really good, except for like the one nerf she received to her ultimate cannon. But outside of that, all of her changes are good, so I don't want to like reiterate everything I already covered in the breakdown video. But here I just want to talk about why these buffs are so good for her now that I've had a lot of time to actually try all these changes in matches. So let's go ahead and start with number 5. We'll work our way down to number 1. But starting with number 5, that is the change to her buttons. Her buttons, all the important buttons that needed it, all got buffed, starting with her 5H. This button comes out faster and has less recovery. This is amazing because when you're at this range, this button just feels very, very powerful. They also increase the range that it makes the opponent block. So even if you kind of whiff it, it'll prevent the opponent from moving away from you. And it's just generally good at stopping people from approaching. Because, I mean, look at the range on this thing. It's very, very hard to contest with this button just because of how much range it has. And now that it's safer on block, it just feels way better to throw it out, and it leads to some very nice offense that we'll talk about in more detail a little bit later down the list. But this is just a really important button to be good because it just very strongly enhances her general neutral and offense. Next up is the 2M. This one is huge as well. They increase the distance that it slides. Something so simple to say is just so impactful. Before, it was hard to make this button actually reach in a meaningful way. It was very prone to whiffing. But now that it hits so far away, you can just kind of throw it out when you're in the mid-range and it's almost guaranteed to connect. Not only that, this is her main way of preventing people from rolling, because you always get this. You always get 2M into EX Pinwheel, even on block. Even if I'm like this far away, extremely plus. Like I'm +7, I can still challenge with this, I can challenge again with this. It's very, very strong. And if you do end up actually counter hitting them, full combo confirm every time. And that leads to the last button buff I wanted to talk about, and this one's pretty quick, but it's amazing. Her close H being faster. Of course, a close H being faster is going to be good, but what's really good about this is that she can do this now. Now, anytime you get a Raging Strike, you can actually get a close H instead of having to do close M. Close M obviously does less damage than close H, but it also scales the hell out of your combo. So now that you don't have to worry about that, if you get a clean hit, all that off of just being able to chain H's. I didn't even do any special moves or anything. Yeah, this greatly increased her damage potential. I still can't believe how many matches I've been able to close out off of like randomly getting a hit, converting it into Raging Strike and cashing it out with H's. I've killed in so many situations where I never would have killed before. It's amazing. Number 4, Light Cannon. Light Cannon got a huge buff where, as you can just tell by looking at it, it comes out way further away. This is amazing for a variety of reasons, but the main one being that it has amazing synergy now with her Far H. So we already talked about why Far H is better, but when you combine it with the cannon, look at that. You get to set up the cannon relatively safely from very far away. And since, again, you're going to be constantly poking with this, if this ever connects, you get that every single time. So that means anytime you have a good item available and you get a stray hit with your 5H, it's going to give you a full conversion every single time. Number 3, the mini buffs to the pinwheel. It comes out faster, has more hits, and has better projectile durability. Putting all of that together, this move is already good, but now honestly, it's just amazing. It's so reliable in Fireball Wars, especially because it comes out so quick. The fact that it knocks down makes it way better than before. And it feels like it's way more plus on block a lot more easily, especially again going back to this mighty trusty 5H. Anytime you connect a 5H, boom, it's gonna auto space them into the pinwheel to let you keep your turn. So it's like anytime you space this out, it just loops back into itself. Like, look at how plus this is. Plus 15, and it's really good for tagging people for rolling too. It really does everything. It's such an omni move. It really is pretty safe to just throw out there. I can't believe how much better it is after the buffs. Number 2, Dream Come True. Man, what can I say about the overhaul to her item system? It makes her overall kit just feel 10 times better. All the buffs to her item system are amazing. First of all, the least impactful, I feel like, is they buff the rate. I don't want to say least impactful though, because sometimes you do notice it, because yeah, they lower the amount of time that you get the ball. And as you can see right here, it is true. You do get the ball less often. So overall, when I'm throwing items or just summoning items, I do feel like I do get way better items overall, which is extremely impactful in a match. Combine that with it's way easier to cancel your items. So you do an item cancel, it just feels so fast. It no longer feels as laggy or as dangerous as it used to. So in the event that you do get an item you don't want, you can change it so fast, and I love that. But the best change by far, and this impacts her gameplay so much, is the air item toss. This is something I did not touch on at all because honestly I didn't really realize it, but this has given her so much more utility. When you throw the item, you fall very fast now. What this means is not only can you throw items in the air safely, but you can jump fake now. You can literally make it look like you're about to jump in on them and then just drop an item on them. And if it's a good item, you actually get a combo. Even if it's not a good item, depending on how it hits them, whether they block it or they get hit, you can fake anytime, and you can even charge it. You can charge it, cancel it, charge it, throw it. The fact that you fall with it means she can kind of jump almost for free because the opponent cannot tell if you're gonna jump and actually come down with a button or jump and do this. And that kind of, I don't want to cheat, but that kind of goes hand in hand with another one of her buttons, her JH. I should have mentioned this in the other section, but her JH comes out way faster. So that goes hand in hand with this, because if you jump from like a range of this, you can threaten both the JH, which comes out lightning fast at 8 frames. It used to be so slow, so it sucked to try to jump in on people. But now that it comes out so fast, you have a long range jump button This is the same range as the item toss. So being able to jump on people in this game, I don't have to tell you how good that is. And even the beach ball, when you jump cancel it, is plus 18. So whether you jump in with one of your worst items or your best button, you can still keep your turn and threaten your offense, which just feels so strong. And if you're feeling super confident, you can even use this to shimmy. And that brings us to number one. In my opinion, her absolute best and my favorite buff of this patch, Ultimate Teeth. This move, I cannot believe I did not, when I read the patch notes, even when I looked at it, I did not fully understand the power of this buff. This buff is so crazy and has won me so many games. It's honestly insane. So what exactly did they do to it? Well, the main answer is they just sped it up. It comes out a lot faster. So that's number one. Number two, it can't disappear. So as long as you don't get hit during the initial startup, the teeth will always continue forward and attack the opponent. Let me show you. So as you can see, even if you end up trading with the opponent, you're almost always going to win the trade because of how long the animation is. So that is a massive buff. As good as that is though, that's definitely not the best part of its buff. That's not why it's number one. Reason number one is simply the speed. Now that it travels so quickly, it now creates a dodge trap. What is a dodge trap? It's basically, just as it sounds, it's when you basically trick the opponent into trying to spot dodge and punishing them. So the reason this functions as a dodge trap is because when you play this game long enough, when you see the screen turn blue, this game and the way it's played, it trains you to spot dodge. Because 90% of moves when the screen turns blue, 90% of ultimates are spot dodgeable, and most of them you don't want to block. Like take Vikala's cannon, for example. You don't want to block that. Look at how much chip damage that does. That does an amazing amount of chip damage, and it pushes you full screen. So when you see this, you want to spot dodge because you don't want to dodge it. So that trains you, and this is like 90% of players in the game, that when you see the screen turn blue, you spot dodge. That's where this comes in. Because now, if you see the screen turn blue and you spot dodge, you get punished. And not just a regular punish. Big punish. Now, obviously, this isn't gonna work every time. Like people are not dumb. They're gonna see that. They're gonna get punished once or twice, and they're gonna stop spot dodging. But that's actually what you want. Once they stop spot dodging, this move becomes even stronger because look at this. It's plus 45 on block. So now what happens is, once they actually start blocking it, this turns Vikala into the character that she wants to be, a setup character. Because the hardest thing about playing her was kind of getting into this position. Like, you want to have your trap out, you want to have your cannon set up, you know, you want to have this advantageous situation, but, you know, ultimate skills exist, you know, lariats exist, all this stuff exists that makes it very hard for you to get anything set up. But thanks to the fact that Ultimate Teeth is so threatening, once the person blocks it, it gives you plenty of time to get into position. So as you can see, Vikala definitely has a lot more to work with now. Is she top tier? Probably not. Is she good? I think so. Honestly, I haven't been keeping up with, like, you know, what other people think, but in my opinion, I feel like she's pretty good. I don't know where I would place her on the tier list. Honestly, I don't know what the tier list would look like in this version of the game, but all I can say is she's definitely way better than she was before, and she's way more fun to play as with before. And with that, we have reached the end of this video. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little mini breakdown of all of her changes and why I think she's a better character now. Definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think Vikala's better? Do you like her buffs? And give me your list too. Give me your top 5. This is my top 5. Do you have a top 5? Let me know. Like, what do you think are the top 5 best changes? But with all that said, that's going to do it for me. Once again, appreciate you guys listening. If you want to see more from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next upload. If you want to see more from me right now, I got a ton of match videos and a lot of different fighting games, as well as guides for a bunch of different fighting games. Check out the links in the description below. Be sure to leave a like, as it does help out the video a lot, and I do greatly appreciate it. But as always, you guys have a good one, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.